receive a sound mind. We reject all anxiety and receive a sound mind that's full of delight. It's full of delight. We push back the spirit of fear and release a sound mind. A sound mind. We push back all anxiety and release a sound mind. A sound mind. Good day, everybody. We push back the spirit of fear and release a sound mind. How is everybody doing? Let's do a quick pulse check. Where's everybody at? We are more than halfway through this 7-day turnaround. Where are you? How are you feeling? Are you still excited? Are you still delusional? Or has it gotten to you? Where you at? Let me know. Has it gotten too heavy? Has it gotten to be too much to stay positive? What's going on? Where is everybody at? Talk to me. I always try to do a pulse check because going hard can get tiring. That's the point. If you're not exhausted, if you're not like, oh my God, one more day, 2 more days, smaller, 2 more days. Oh my God, I can do this. If your self-talk is not trying to convince yourself not to give up, you're not going hard enough. I'm trying to teach you guys a skill that athletes have. I'm trying to teach you guys I'm excited and pushing past certain things. Exactly. If you're not pushing past certain, like she said, certain things, and then you realize, oh, that wasn't that bad, but you're tired at the end of the day, you're mentally exhausted, that's going harder. Remember, I didn't say going harder is more, adding more to your plate. I didn't say going hard is doing more. That's the wrong, I don't even know what mindset that is. That is not the mindset of an elite athlete, of an elite dancer, of a of a celebrity star like Beyonce on that level. Go hard means in those 2 hours of practice, when I'm done, my feet hurt, my legs hurt, my knees hurt. I am bent out of shape, bent over, huffing and puffing, if not throwing up. Because if my coach, if my dance instructor, if my singing vocalist says, let's do some more, I don't have nothing left. That's what I mean by, are you going hard? Because I know I'm exhausted. I know I'm mentally exhausted, physically exhausted. I'm tired. But I'm tired because every day I leave it all on the floor. Every day I am leaving it on the floor. To the point when my husband comes home, I'm literally like in his arms. I'm tired. And if something else pops off, I'm like, I don't even have the energy to fight that right now. But I will if I have to. I want to know, where are you? Because you've got Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. And if you are not there, I need you to step it up. I need you to step it up. Go hard. In the same time that you meet him every morning, go harder. Just because you read a scripture this morning or a passage this morning, do some digging. Go cross-reference. If you do that on a regular, do a word study. If you do that on a regular, do another word study in a different language. The other day I was I don't even remember. My days are running together. Um, and instead of just doing, I think I was on the phone with a client, and instead of just doing etymology, root word, I wasn't getting what I knew I needed for her. So I said, well, let me try a whole nother language. And I went to Spanish because I speak Spanish and I understand Spanish. And Spanish is very close to Latin and it gives you the real. And I said, oh, interesting. In Spanish, it means this. Go hard, you guys. I cannot express it. Right now, I'm stepping into literal coach mode. Go hard. You should hit that pillow and be knocked out. You should fall asleep from the exhaustion of going hard mentally. The writing, your hands should be cramping because you're writing ferociously. Um, your Chariots of Fire cards should be pulled out constantly. That was just a minimum of times. Don't keep that as golden. That's just the minimum times that he told me to say that you dispatch them. Your decrees. How often are you saying your decrees? Go hard. I'm teaching you a life skill that all athletes have that rise to the top. How do you think athletes set themselves apart? Someone like Kobe. Now, he went hard, but he also went more. He did more. I'm not even telling you to do that, but there are some athletes who do that. Jordan, what's his name? Curry. I think if I'm not mistaken, someone correct me because I don't really follow basketball, but I can be exaggerating, but 1,000 free throws and shots a day. If that's correct, something along those lines I heard for his practice. That's going hard. I told my son, give me 100 a day. And he's fussing about that. And I'm like, dude, how many times do you think you shoot in basketball games? For every shot you made, it's 50-50. And every shot you don't make, you automatically don't make it. So shoot. It doesn't hurt. Just shoot. Go hard is a skill that is learned and mastered, and that's what I'm teaching you. Just like I teach you how to finish. You can't just finish. You have to learn to finish. You have to learn to start something, do the middle part of it, wrap it up, and finish it. Many of you have a lot of loose ends, and some are loose ends because God said put it down. I'm not talking about those. Some are loose ends because life happened. I'm not talking about those. I'm talking about the ones where you start and you have a fire under you and then the fire burns out and you stop. No, there are times where you got to encourage yourself. There are times where your self-talk got to be like, okay, you've done this, you've done that. What else can you do to encourage yourself, or do it not encouraged? There are plenty of times I stepped on that soccer field and that track and did not want to be there. And I had to speak to myself and hype myself up for practice. And those are the days that you had the best practice. Those are the days that you probably PR'd in practice, which is beat your personal best, your personal record. Those are the days that your coach would look at you and be like, that's what I needed. Because those were the days that you dug deep when you had nothing. You had nothing left in the tank. We are 3 days out. 3 days out of a 7-day turnaround that God promised, that God said. We are 3 days out. I don't know how long this appointed official is here. I don't. But right now, he's been here since last Friday. You better use him like he'll disappear in a moment. So I'm doing a pulse check. Where are you? Are you allowing your dreams, because it's getting real thick, because you're getting that much closer? You should know where you are. You should be able to feel where you are. You know why? Because the closer we get to Friday, the harder it's getting. The closer we get to Friday, the more intense it's getting. The closer we get to Friday, all of a sudden, the more tired you are. The more you're not really walking in love. You're not on that high, fluffy cloud that you were on when you first heard 7-day turnaround. I know, because I'm there. It's tiring. But see, this is the first time you've actually worked and co-partnered with God to get your 7-day turnaround. This is the first time. This is the first time. If you are exhausted and tired, the way that I am talking is because this is the first time that you've legit did your part to co-partner with the Holy Spirit, God, and your angels to stay in alignment to receive your blessings. Even if you're just tired a little bit because you did something, some part of it. I'm telling you guys, don't give up. Don't throw in the towel because you don't have a towel. Don't wave a white flag because you don't have a white flag. Keep going. You've got to learn to look at the adversity in the face and say, nope, I know how I feel. I know I'm tired. I can't add one more fight to my plate. I can't add one more decision to my plate, but I'm not moving. I'm not bowing and I'm not folding. And if you just got to stand on God, thank you for blessing me. Thank you. The simplest prayer, muster that prayer. One decree, stand on it. Writing, write. Today, I want you to figure out which one is the best for you to get you back in alignment. Which one is the best for you to help you keep your mind where it needs to be. Out of all the tricks and tips and tools that I've given you, what is the one that you know will help you bounce back and stay in position? You guys can drop it in the chat if you have any. One that you know, if you pick it up and do it all day today, it'll kind of help you snap back. It'll help you stay focused. It'll stop you from veering off. Because that's what we need. That's exactly what we need right now. It's not easy getting your blessings. See, that's the lie that people have told you. Sometimes you've got to work like we've been working. And you don't get it by works because that's when people get that mixed up. No. But you still have to earn it. You still have to be trusted with it. You still have integrity tests. You still have things, lessons, trials by fire. And when it's here and it's about to manifest, the enemy's not just going to let him say, here you go. He's going to try to fight up until the last minute, which is why many of you have had your blessing right in your hand and it was ripped out. I mean, you could see it. You could taste it. It was in your hand and the check bounced. It was a fraudulent check. It was in your hand. And then all of a sudden someone comes and they get promoted over you. It was in your hand. And then all of a sudden you have a big fight and you guys break up instead of getting married. The total opposite happened. That wasn't no coincidence. That was the enemy that had plotted and schemed and planned against you and you did nothing about it and you allowed it. And then you end up blaming God and being mad and dismayed. No, you did not do your part. And then once you've done your part to the point where you're done, then you sit back. But God has to tell you, rest in my glory, and I got the rest. Simple instructions. Like he told me, you be love and let me handle the rest. You walk in love and I will handle the rest. That's very simple instructions for warfare, a type of warfare that I was in the middle of. Very simple to where if I did not grasp if I didn't grasp and understand the power of love, that wouldn't have worked for me. That wouldn't have worked for many people. Because you're thinking you need to go plead the blood, you need to go into warfare, you need to go into battle, you need battle axe prayers, you need prayers that root out demon prayers. That's the type of warfare I was in the middle when he said, just be love and I got the rest. What? Say that again, God? Yeah. Just be love and I got the rest. Simple. And then when he says rest and stop, you better be obedient. So someone said writing, decrees and writing. The reminders are necessary. Writing and speaking the decrees. Being still and surrendering. These are some things, whatever you're writing, I need you to do that today. I need you to do that today. And Let me see. I saw someone say something. Let me look that up real quick about raccoons. So it says it's in there's a scripture on it in Zephaniah 2:13-15. And then it says, wicked men, when not punished and subdued, become bolder and bolder, just like raccoon in our story. Yes, because of sin, God must act in judgment. He must step in and bring it to stop. This is because a raccoon is active both day and night. Seeing a raccoon can be seen as a spiritual omen or message from the dead. No, we don't want that. So from the first one that I got, which is 2 Timothy 3:13, you can look that one up. Raccoons are bold. I don't know if you're in a place right now where you need to be bolder, but I would say step up your boldness and speak your truth more in love, not just to get your point across, but step up and speak your God given truth and how you really feel. Don't let this season, if you said two of them, don't let this season pass you by and you are not bold enough to say, I don't like this, I don't want this, or I do like this and I do want that. That's what I'm getting. And if it resonates, I would say take it and then ask God to confirm it. But it's 2 Timothy 3:13 and Zephaniah 2:13-15. I would look those up. But just glancing at it and quickly going into it, yeah, raccoons. I just saw a red cardinal who was across the street, and I was walking. I was like, "Is that a red cardinal?" And sure enough, as I said it, flew off as normal. So I need to ask God exactly, because you only see those animals, random animals like that. They're coming with a message, because God uses all and anything to speak to you and catch your attention you're um, if you are paying attention. So both my officials' names have strength in the meaning. Yep. The scriptures were I got out of it. Hold on one second. Zephaniah 2:13-15. And then 2 Timothy 3:13. Yeah, so if your official's name have strength in it, remember we looked up strength. It doesn't mean I'm the strongest. It means might. And I can't remember the other one. That's the only one sticking out to me right now that it means might. Yeah, he needs you to definitely, of course, lean on his strength, but you need to step it up. There's something you need to be bolder about. There's something that you need to pull on God's strength to do that is contrary to your mind, contrary to your flesh. You just like, nah, that's not me. That's not how I operate. But it is you, because you've been working on the new you arriving, the new you coming out. And if it's a backbone, I'm hearing backbone. I would definitely say that God is trying to give you more of a backbone. I seen a red cardinal last week. Yeah. Yeah, I haven't looked up what it means as of yet, but yeah. So I would definitely, if you saw two, it's because you're not listening, or you did it, but it wasn't how he wanted you to do it. And he's trying to get your attention because you're going to miss something. So you better do it. I'm going to just tell you that right now. Um, Even if you got to go back and redo something, I would do it. Ask the Holy Spirit, what do you need to do to make sure you are standing in your truth, in love? Always remember, in love, because we'll say, oh, it's my truth, but you just like broke that person down with your words. Now we're not doing that. Ask him, what is it that maybe you missed, or you did it, but it still wasn't in your strength that he's giving you in this season. It still wasn't with your back straight. And then ask him to bring it back around before Friday, and then do it. Just do it. Don't worry about let go of the outcome. Let go of detach yourself from what is this person's going to say, because it's not my normal. How are they going to detach yourself from it? Because that's what's needed for your growth. Remember, we are grieving the old us. A lot of these characteristics in us can't go to the next, and that definitely can't go to your next. where he's trying to give you a stronger backbone to speak up and stand on um, things that he's telling you to say, or stand on things that you don't even like, but you usually turn a blind eye or turn the other cheek. I would even ask him to show you where you're turning the cheek, but you're turning it in your flesh, not necessarily in God, because you rather not say anything or ruffle feathers. So yeah, it's something along the lines of you being bolder. So I would say just step it up all across the board. But when you step it up, always remember it needs to be in love. So the exercise that we have for today, definitely a writing exercise. You guys have enough things that you can pull from. Go back through your notebooks and just start writing today. If it's writing that helps you, if it's decrees that help you, pull all your decrees. Go back to December. You have enough. Um, if it's affirmations or alerts, go back to those, read them. Okay. I do that a lot. I'll just go through my old ones and see if there's anything that I need to pull from my stash to start making it alert me again. Okay. Um, so I want you to hear this. We are going to, so there's spiritual laws in this universe. And there's one called the law of assumption. I want y'all to just go look them up. Look up the spiritual laws. It's not new age. It's not worldly. It's a law. Okay. There are natural laws and there are spiritual laws. And when you learn them, you kind of understand why you get defeated by the enemy, because he plays within the rules and the laws. They do. Yes, he can be underhanded. Yes, he can be sneaky. But them demonic entities, oh, they know the spiritual laws and they know how to get us. Okay. I just stumbled on a video where they talked about the Black law book, and how every word in there is basically written. Every word in this book that we say daily has a double meaning, which I knew that because the English language is basically witchcraft. It's basically written in a way that as soon as you speak it, you're automatically binding yourself to a contract with certain words. Okay. But there is a book that if you look at the words, it's the total opposite, but you don't know that. So we're constantly entering into contracts with our words, which is why God is now working on your words. But I mean, not even the book. I'm not even going there. I'm talking about, I need you guys to understand that everything you've been taught is a lie and that it's your job to reverse it. So our experiment today, I'm going to use this. And I just want you to tell me, when you repeat it, what does it feel like? When you hear it, what was your first thought? Okay. Don't dwell on it. I don't want all these questions. I'm going to say a phrase and I want you to tell me what's the first thing that came to your mind. Okay. Every time I eat cake and sweets, I lose weight. Every time I eat cake and sweets, I lose weight. What is the first thing that came to your mind? Drop their comments in the chat. What is the first thing that came to your mind? What else? Lie. Lie, that's impossible. Fat, that is a lie. That's not for me. Lie. Okay, everyone is standing firm on it's a lie. No. Okay. Now, what if I tell you that with the law of assumption, and your mind being as powerful as it is, whatever you believe and whatever you tell yourself is the truth. So when you tell yourself, whenever I eat cakes and pies, I gain weight in my hips. Why do you think you keep gaining weight in your hips? Do you see where I'm going? Drop a heart if you know where I'm going. Why do you think every time you eat cookies, you say, oh my God, I get a stomach ache, and you get a stomach ache? Because the power of your mind, whatever you say is going to happen, happens. Do you hear me? So now I'm going to say it again. Every time I eat cake and sweets, I lose weight. Is that true or false? Is it a true statement or a false statement? It is whatever you want it to be. It is whatever you want it to be. See what I'm saying? See how we've been conditioned? That's a lie because they told us sweets make you fat. Sugar blows you up. Sugar makes you diabetic. All these limitations. See what I'm saying? Yeah, wow, exactly. Trying to break those lies off of us. Whatever you say to be true is true if you believe it. Now, I need everybody to think of a phrase that they are going to say all day today that the way you think of it is a lie. And you have to change your mind by Friday. I want you to think of a phrase just like that. One phrase, and it can be about what you're waiting on from God. And I want you to write it in the chat for me, please. I want it to be that dumbfounded where when you say it, you feel ridiculous. Your body reacts like, girl, you know this is a lie. I want the exact same response. Somebody give me some examples. Anybody got one? I can't do this. What? Be a little more specific. Pick one area. We zone in on one area and we fulfill. I can't keep going to work. I can't keep waking up early. What? I'm healthy and wealthy. Okay, so some of these are still the same things that we always say. So let me give you my example. Okay, every lottery ticket I've ever purchased was a 1K winner or more. That's closer. So the one that I'm going to use, and if you guys want to take it, you can take it. Instead of every time I swipe my debit card, I'm losing money, I'm saying every time I swipe my debit card, I get paid money. Do you see where I'm going? I want it to be something that in your world, it's false. Not a belief fault, but it's legit fault. I need it to be every time I pump gas. What's another one, Holy Spirit? Every time I pump gas, my gas doesn't drop below the half line. However long it takes for your gas to drop. It has to be something that defies a truth. Every time I pump gas, it stays full for the first 3 days, for the first 2 days, no matter how much I drive. It has to be something that is been taught and drilled into you. That's a lie. That's what we think it is. Every time I wake, all my trades are massively in profit. I'm trying to think. What is I don't remember. I haven't done trading in so long. Every time I put in a stop loss, I always increase by my earnings by 30%. I don't know. I don't remember. I don't remember trading. It's been so long since I've even traded. But if it's something along those lines, yeah, you see what I'm saying? Yeah, it has to be the law on earth says it, like gravity. Every time I go outside, gravity can't hold me. I fly. Yes, it has to be the direct polar opposite. Every time I eat sweets, I lose weight. What do we always say? Oh, every time I eat sweets, I gain weight. It has to be the opposite, but in your mind, it rings so true. You're looking at it like, That's impossible. How am I going to see this? Where is this going to come from? I need that level. Anybody else? Okay. Yeah, it's pretty tough. It's pretty tough. There you go. Because that's not true. And you've been taught your stop loss, just take what you can get. So he said, every time I put a stop loss in all my trades, it hits max take profit. How about instead of every time I get a bill, it's paid, every time I open up a statement for a bill, it's a zero balance, even though you know it's at 6,000. Or every time I use that bill's the light, or every time I use the light, my bill comes down. Every time I flip on a switch, because this is the opposite. Every time you flip on a switch, you pull a surge, and that's why, or every time you flush, things like that, it pulls from the surge and it spikes your electricity. Every time I turn on a light, it lowers my light bill. See the difference? Because we've been taught leave the lights off, turn the lights off. Every light that I leave on in my house, it lowers my light bill. It's the opposite. Are you guys hearing me? Yes, perfect. Every time I apply for credit, my credit increases instead of gets dinged. Or every time I apply for a loan, or every time they put a hard, what is it called? A hard inquiry, it increases my credit. That's where we're going. The total opposite of what's been ingrained in us. That's what we need. Because that is looking at it like, yeah, that's not true. There you go. Every time I pay my mortgage payment, 15% of my principal balance disappears. Exactly, because in our reality, it's not true. Okay, the last one says every time I speak, women immediately sign up for my workshops. Let's do because that can be true. It may not be true right now, but that can be true. I'm trying to see how we can flip that. Yep, every time I get a collection, my credit score goes up. Yep. Every time my head is warm, I'm being healed. Yes and no. Every time my head is warm, because a fever does mean healed. Um, but it's a for her age. Yes, yes, yes. Um, every time I open my mouth, my phone rings for a package that I'm selling. Something along those lines. Every time I open my mouth to speak, God gives me a new idea to help women. Something that is like that's a lot. Like think about that. You see where I'm going? Something that takes a while. Something that, like you said, every time I get a collection, my credit score goes up. My credit score goes up. I have enough time to go to more networking events. Um, you can use something with time on that one because time is supposedly a fixed point, right? We have 24 hours in a day. Um, time slows down every time I go to a networking event. so I can make it to the next one. Every time I go to an event, time literally slows down so I can make it to the next one, or all networking events in that day. See the difference? Because that's impossible in our mind, because that's what we've been taught. Everywhere I show up, 50K speaking opportunities are given to me. Every time I wake up, I am closer to being a multimillionaire. When I read my lab results, I'm super healthy. Or every time I go to the doctor, it makes me healthier, which is, we know that. Yeah. Something along those lines. Every time I go to the doctor, I come away healthier. Seeing a doctor makes me healthy. But you guys, you see how hard it is, because our minds have been conditioned that we can't even see the fake. Like I told you, mine is every time I swipe my debit card, money gets put back into my account. So basically, I'm not spending. And you can even put every time I swipe my debit card, 10% gets 15, 20%, or more than whatever they do, basically. Because I think they give you maybe like 2% cash back, 3%. Every time I spend my money, I get double back. Yep. Time slows down so I can make all the networking events that apply to what I need. Yep. So you guys are slowly getting it, but see how it's not exactly every time I spend, my bank account increases, because in real life, supposedly every time you spend, your bank account decreases. Exactly. That's what I want you to think on today. And then I want you to stand on it for the next couple of days. If one day you're able to see that you totally believe it and you're starting to see it, then I want you to shift to another area, shift to another phrase. But now you guys are understanding it. Every time I eat sweets and candy, I lose weight. Makes no sense. Because in your mind, that's what you've been taught. But you get what you speak, and you believe what you get. You're going to get whatever you believe. There you go. Thank you. Every time I don't pay attention in class, I learn more, because that's not normal. And every time I watch TV, my eyes get better, because supposedly when you watch TV, or every time I read in the dark, my eyes get better. The total opposite. Now I want you to do it in the area that God has promised you something. So this taking another step deeper. We're not just doing random. We're doing it in the area you are expecting God to turn around things within the next 3 days. So if it's your wealth, if it's your house, right? Every time I put my key in this house, my house magically transformed to my 6-bedroom house. That's not real. My house literally transforms in my face. If you're waiting on a job, if you're waiting on an opportunity, whatever, it needs to now coincide with what you're waiting on, not just random stuff, what you're waiting on. Okay? So before we go, I want to go ahead and dispatch our angels. So everybody pull out your justice cards. Your justice cards. I guess those are coming down the pipe. I don't know what that is. Everybody pull out your chariots of fire angel cards so we can dispatch them. Let me put some music on. I'll set the timer for like 2 minutes. And what we'll do is dispatch our angels on chariots of fire. And dispatch, so I'll add probably a minute. It'll be 3 minutes. And add your official by name, and tell them what to do. If you don't have the card is still available on YouTube. The link is already there. I'll put the link and post it here on Clubhouse so that you can grab it. These cards, these resource cards, I create to help keep things neat and organized for you whenever we need it. You just pull them out, you keep them as a screenshot in your phone, you keep them in your photo, or create an album, as Diona would always say, create an album with um all of your what's it called? All of your resource cards, because they really do help you whenever you need to speak, whenever we do it as a whole. And we're doing this every month because God has given us an official appointed to our case, and he's given us angels on chariots of fire who are very, very strong, military, militant, and they go out to destroy, annihilate, and bring the wrath of God to whatever is just trying to distort, delay, or hinder your blessings. So for the past 5 days, we've been dispatching them. He gave me very specific orders on how to dispatch your angels. So it's not all willy-nilly. There's an order to it. There's a process to it, and it takes time. And he gave us how many times a day we're supposed to do this. So right now, before we get off, we're going to go ahead. I'm going to turn on the music, and I'm going to set it for 3 minutes today. So you're going to send out your official, as well as you're going to dispatch your angels. And I would like you to do it specifically to the area that you are going to say the opposite. Okay? So if it's your wealth, whatever you're going to say. If it's your health, use that same one. Every time I eat, I lose weight. It's just a mind concept that we're trying to break. I want you to see when that starts working, you'll be able to say everything. Every time I drive, I never get a ticket. I don't get tickets. I don't get pulled over. I'm invisible to the cops every time I drive. It don't matter. You get what you believe. Yes, how powerful your mind is. Okay? All right, so let me set the timer. Pull your cards out. And let me set it up for 3 minutes. Ready? Go. It's full of delight. It's full of delight. We push back the spirit of fear and release the sound mind. The sound mind. We push back all anxiety and release the sound mind. The sound mind. We push back the spirit of fear and release the sound mind. Sound mind. We push back all anxiety and release the sound mind. Sound mind. Mind that is stayed on you. Mind rooted and grounded in you. A mind that's surrounded by you. A sound mind. A mind that is stayed on you. Rooted and grounded in you. We got about 8 minutes before we go. I want you to continue staying in that same place, and I want you to write, I am sure I'm experiencing everything that I attract. I am sure, turn this down. I'm sure I'm experiencing everything that I attract. And write it a couple of times. Keep writing. And then the next one is, I'm sure I'm experiencing attracting my blessings minute by minute. I'm sure I'm experiencing attracting my blessings minute by minute. And anything else you want to add, I'm sure I'm experiencing, but you need the word attracting. You want to add love, wealth, if you want to break it down, but that's your phrase. In the last couple of minutes, we'll just write. For the rest of the day, I want you guys to assume you already have it. When I say assume, you already have what it is you're looking for. Just sit every so often after you write, after you do whatever tool works for you. Sit and just embrace, just watch it. Watch yourself in the new home. Watch yourself finally married. Watch yourself finally a mother. Watch yourself looking at your YouTube page as it's grown, if that's whatever it is that you are waiting on, your platform, your influential status, um, your community, your organization, whatever it is, watch yourself. Watch yourself and let it play out. Start it and then just let it play out. Wait till you smile. If you can smile in your vision, then you can let it go. Do that all day today. Stay in a place thanking Him. Thank you that I'm sure I'm experiencing everything that is mine. I'm sure I'm experiencing everything I attract. I thank you that I'm sure I'm experiencing all my blessings that you said is mine. Thank you. I'm sure that what you said is mine is here. Thank you that I'm sure my health, I'm experiencing, attracting good health, great health, all of that. But stay in that mindset. Don't shift. And anytime the enemy comes with something negative, you shift him. Don't let him shift you. You shift him and say, nope, reject it, deny it. That's dead to me. That's not my portion. Whatever phrase you want to say, I just say that's dead. That's not part of me anymore. It's dead. And it may try to come back. Say it again. Pick up your pen and start writing. Pick up your decree cards, or send your official out, or send your angels out. I literally, as I closed, literally had someone try to put me in spiritual jail, the same person that I've been fighting. And I saw it and I said, absolutely not. It is not being returned. That is not what's happening here. And I literally saw the chains break free and wrap it around the person. So it's a battle. You are in a fight. There are people that don't want you to have what you have, and then there's entities that don't want you to have what is supposed to be yours. So with that being said, if you need your card, you know how to get it. Executive Assistant, if you need the instructions and directives, the link is up above, where you can just directly get it, or email her and she can get it, send you the link, and then she'll send you the cards. Whatever you guys need, we're here. Okay. Don't give up. Keep pressing, you guys. We are almost there. If you are exhausted, that is a good thing. Go hard, not do more. Go hard. In those 5 minutes that you normally pray, pray your butt off. Pray your butt off. In the minutes that you are able to say your decrees, say them and feel them. I decree, and let it get down into your pit of your stomach. Like, maybe take a couple of deep breaths to prepare your body, prepare your mind, and then say it. Don't run through these exercises. Don't do it. They're not something where you, oh, let me hurry up and do it. No, you have to stop. Make intentional time to write. Make intentional time to speak and decree. Set aside that I'm not fitting you in, God. I'm fitting my world around you. That's a different mindset. Fit those things into your world, or making time for them in your world. All your heart motives. If you're rushing through it, he's like, you don't care, I don't care. Just like a parent, you wash the dishes, but they still dirty. You didn't do them right because you didn't care. You gonna reward that? I know I don't. Remember, your kids are your mirror. So if you sitting here rushing through the decrees, rushing through the writing, no. God's looking at that. You ain't do it with a good heart. Because that's exactly what I would tell my child. These dishes still have food on them. These dishes are still wet. You put them up in the cabinets wet. You rushed. You're gonna get people sick. Same mindset. You're a father. You're a mother. Same mindset. All right, you guys, gotta go. Thank you so much for joining. If you need us, you know how to reach us. Executive.assistant@smileybond.com. Have an amazing day. This room and this live is closing in 3, 2, and 1. Be back tomorrow to see where you guys are at with your phrase, your disruptor phrase that is totally opposite. I can't wait to hear what one phrase you stood on all day and what did you see. Every time I eat sweets, I lose weight. It is what it is. Whatever you deem it to be true. Have a good one.